Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Tech Reflections. Today, Bankrupt once again by Trevor and Adam.
Hello.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
And today's matchup is Trevor versus Adam. Adam has brought us set 7 Zamasu. If your opponent gets 8 life, they're losing, 8 energy, they're losing 4 life. And Trevor is playing promo Babidi, which is from the latest set, which is the one that kind of plays the Agent Destruction Z battle cards. There's buttons, links, check them out. Guys, let's get into these decks.
Yeah, when I first saw the leader pop down, I said, okay, let me read this. And on the backside, it said Agents of Destruction. So I was assuming this was going to be like the anniversary set, kind of Agents of Destruction type of build. But Trevor kind of did his own thing with it.
Yeah, I think I've talked to Bancroft about it before. He at one point wanted to see about playing AOD in it, but it specifically only affects the Z battle cards. So right now there's literally one that it affects. So I'm hoping they'll put out in the future more promos or more Z battle cards that the old AOD leader can use and I can use in this too.
Yeah, the only problem is that the the anniversary leader only affects things that's in your hand, like when it comes to reducing costs. So I am curious what the future will mean for Z battle cards for AOD in general. But this deck, I'll let Trevor talk about a little bit more in a second, kind of primarily runs a more boo, and then you get the AOD guy on the board, and then you just kind of wreak havoc in a sense.
Yeah, and with this, I found running the least amount of boo possible is typically the best option. Like, you can play it against certain matchups because barrier cannot be KO'd once per turn. But ideally, you're using as little of it as possible.
I do feel like you need to run 4 of the promo boo cards, though. Like, it's what makes this deck so good as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely have to run that. So you run 4 of the 1-drop Majin Buu, the chubbier one, to search your deck for it. Because you really want to see it every single turn on your Awakened side. You want to discard it for the effect on your leader swing on the Awakened side so you can play it for free. And then you give a Majin Buu or a Agent of Destruction Z battle card. I state this very clearly because I do cheat at the end of the game, not realizing it until later when I did the deck profile. So that way you get to draw a card while it has Servant, then you bottom deck it with Overlord, so you draw another card. That way you don't neg cards with the leader because you have to discard a card to draw a card on the swing.
And to touch base real quick on Zamasu, earlier this week we saw another play, Adam, of you playing this particular deck. I think you've changed it since then. And I say earlier this week just because I didn't post any videos last week.
Yeah, not by much. I took out the Super Saiyan God Gokus that come in at rest. This is what I'm planning on playing at regionals. So if there's anybody that's going to be at the regionals, make sure that you watch this in depth because you're really going to be surprised by everything, and I'm going to just decimate the entire field. But it's a deck that I'm used to. I love alternate win conditions. And being able to get out Tragedy Overground by turn 4 is pretty devastating in a lot of decks. And Trevor kind of mentioned, with the inclusion of Z battle cards, now there are a lot more decks that are able to be lower to the ground and able to get around Tragedy Overground if you know to work around it.
You got to watch out for the blue Z decks primarily because, like, Beerus, given the ability to swing 3 times, and each time it swings, it gets an additional 5k boost.
Yeah.
And Cell's a really strong card in blue.
Well, and that was one of the reasons that I wanted to take this to, something that was a bit more competitive. I'm not usually very competitive, but with Android 21 being around and things like Cell, a lot of these cards, these Zamasu cards, they have indestructible, so they can't actually leave the field, which is nice. And so that kind of was my thought process of deciding to kind of dust these cards off and try to use it for a meta counter, actually.
Just don't randomly charge a Flying Nimbus.
No Nimbuses this time, Bancroft. None in my deck. I took those out.
Speaking of that boo promo, so this is that boo promo. Discarded by a Babidi leader effect, he comes into play for free from your drop. And here I'm trying to get this indestructible off of this Zamasu and get rid of it because I know I'm not ready for Overground to come out. So I basically am spending this turn removing indestructible with Final Flash after placing it in rest mode. There it is. That way I can get removed via other card effects.
Which yellow does so well at doing, I feel like, especially now.
Sure
now,
does.
Granted, in this particular deck, it's 2 energy, 1 Z energy. In normal in our decks, when wants to play, it's 3 yellow energy and 2 Z energy. But you want a different approach. I wasn't expecting this one. I thought you were going to go with the Z battle card.
Yeah, I learned my lesson when I played this like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm refused to tap out. I played it a little bit too aggressively that first week. I would very aggressively tap out, thinking my opponent wouldn't be able to kill me the next turn, and every single time they killed me the following turn. Even like when I could play it on turn 2, they went first, they go into turn 3, and then kill me. So ultimately, I just wanted to get this guard off the field because I know if Tragedy comes down next turn, I'm in trouble. So I just kind of wanted to postpone it as long as I could.
Now, Trevor, are you using this with like the Majin Vegeta starter deck backbone, or I mean, is that kind of what we're going to with most yellow decks moving forward? Do you think?
So I am not really like I use all of the Majin Vegeta starter rare that comes in it. And then I use one of the Goku Z battle cards in my Z deck to restand it in an event that I need it. And then just generic good yellow stuff from the set, like the Vegito counterplay and that new SS3 Goku. Because all of them can be played in this deck really easily because they all kind of work in tandem with one another. But mostly I'm centered around that Z battle card and the starter rare Vegeta and that SS3 Goku as like my win cons.
Ooh, Mecha's really good, which only guarantees him 1 more swing now. Oh, you can potentially get 2 swings out if you have a way of playing a card for free.
Well, and I'm trying to build up my Z energy a little bit because I've got the rosés in my hand, but I'm also not wanting to tap out because I've got another absolute something ball,
Release
ball, yeah, in my hand, which is a counterplay, which I just used to put that Z battle card back into his hand, but it can't exist outside of the battlefield, so it just gets removed from game.
Yeah, this kind of really slows my momentum on this turn. I was expecting a Zamasu the Eliminator, and then when he hit me with that, I was like, crap, okay, so he still has a standing energy here as well, so he can still demagic, he can still do like a lot with his turn. So I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to proceed here, because I have 2 energy, and a lot of my stuff costs 2 energy that I would want to play this turn.
Conveniently, you did have a boo, which is nice, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. Scary going up against a deck you haven't played against because you just don't know. I told Trevor, I can appreciate people who are able to look at these cards as just cards and not heavy archetype like I do. I get locked into archetypes sometimes, and I appreciate the deck building that goes into just seeing what the effects are, not the characters on the card or what they're supposed to do, and be able to kind of adapt it. It's pretty admirable.
And here, this is one of the times where I said I'd definitely cheat this game. I said that this Mecha Frieza has that extra 10k from Servant, but I can't actually give it to it. And I also did not draw a single time on my Majin Buu Time Magic swings when they have Servant this game either. So, like, there are a lot of like amateur mistakes where I could have just read my cards better.
I'll just take an apology and an auto win. That's cool, guys.
And you rant me too with both of these Rose Gokus. I'm just like, oof, hit a super combo as well.
Yeah, it was interesting playing against you because you do like Zamasu the way that I do, and you kind of know what the alternate win condition is. So you kind of know what my lines of play are going to be, or at least have an idea. So it was interesting trying to, bide my time and wait for you to have your energy either tapped out or close to being tapped out to do any of my big plays.
Yeah, and I'm looking at your energy. I'm like, he's got Goku Blacks on board. He has Zamasu's in energy. He has a 6, 7, however much energy it is right now. So I was like, he's 100% gonna play the Fuse Zamasu 9-drop this turn to try and get out Tragedy. So I'm just sitting here with trying to figure out how aggressively you're going to take this turn after I play Nimbus to see if you just kind of wait a turn or go for it here.
Quick question. Do you play Pan in your deck? Wait, I was not expecting that at all. What? Okay.
It's too good. It's too good not to have my Z energy or my Z battles.
That does. Yeah, you play yellow. That works out. Wow. Okay. I was about to ask you. Do you play Pan in your deck by any chance?
I do not. No.
Because I was gonna say when Tragedy is played, right? All of the battle cards go to energy, right, on your opponent's side.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Unless there's Z battle or blockers. Yeah.
So, like, he had Mecha on the board. If you paid 1 for Pan, gave it to him, and then immediately went into the big chain, it would have put him at 8 energy right then and there. Granted, you wouldn't have the energy to, because you still have to pay 4, right? Or
yeah, I've got to pay 4 once the Fuse Zamasu evolves. I pay 4 for the evolution, and then it's an activate battle or activate main.
Okay. And is the leader's activate main? I can't remember.
Yeah, the leader's activate main is for 8 energy. Yeah. So even though I'm the owner of the card, because he would be the master of time, it would go into his energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
I think it would, but I'm not 100% sure.
And would it actually go into energy since it'd be removed from the battle area because it's ultimate tag?
I was referring to not the secret rare Pan, but the blue 1-drop Pan that you get that activate
baby Pan.
Gotcha.
So here we get the cooler out.
Totally fine card. I don't think it should be banned. It's okay. It's all right.
Here I overlord this away because I want to make sure that I don't have too many battle cards on board whenever he plays Tragedy. Just try my best to play around that.
Ooh, big boy! And it looks like you
here.
I
realize I can't play that because I don't have a Z battle card in play. Usually I use that in my other Boo deck where I have a Z leader, so I don't even think about it. But where I don't have a Z battle card in play, I actually have to take that back.
That would have been a little bit dangerous just because he is... Oh, he's not tapped out. Your hand's just covering the 2 energy you have, but Hatch works just the same. So, Trevor, he hatched you. You have 2 open energy. How are you feeling at this point? Do you remember?
I'm feeling okay.
Okay.
He's feeling very confident.
That's a board, though. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's a heck of a board, and but yellow just has so much available to him defensively for wide boards that I felt okay. It kind of just depends on like how he's. But then he puts this on me, and I just go, "Oh,
that's good. I like that."
Yeah, it's what I was citing for Agents of Destruction, actually. So I was surprised that it was going to work because I kept seeing him play from his drop area or play these little cards, and I was like, oh, maybe this will.
Let me give you a quick little piece of information. Yep. That does nothing to AOD.
Well, then I won't side it in when I play against Agents of Destruction.
Yeah, because AOD's got a bunch of 20Ks, right? So it doesn't do anything.
Well, do you just play the like any card? Like a lot of the cards will just pop it easily, and yeah, they are 20Ks. Majority of them are.
This is why he wasn't scared. He has his secret rare in his hand, which wipes my card skills.
Yeah.
So now I can't get that tragedy out.
I have had to discard 4 cards this turn, which did not feel great, but preventing tragedy from hitting the board to make sure I immediately didn't lose is huge.
And at this point in time, I had like 15 cards, I think, or 17 cards left in my deck. So I was drawing enough. It's just I could not get this guy down to up to 8 energy. I don't know what it was. just couldn't do it. I do run 2 of the other few Zamasus where I could look at his hand and put 2 from his hand into his energy in rest mode. But I think that I was a turn too late.
How long did you have that secret rare in your hand, by any chance?
Turn 1.
Oh, that's fair. You were ready for it.
I knew I'd need it. In like some matchups, I'm like, I can live without this. I knew going into this matchup I had to have it, otherwise I was just gonna lose.
Yeah. And do you run Release from Evil at all?
I don't presently. Mostly just because whenever I was originally open to buying it was a little bit above my limit on how much I'm okay with spending on a trading card. So I just decided to pass on it at the time.
It's a good card. I don't know what it's priced at right now, but it's a good card.
So the tides have turned, and now he's got a board that I have to deal with.
Yeah, and you are now officially tapped out.
I am, and I only have 1 life left, so no sparking for me. It's just waiting to see what happens. Also known as the sinking of the ship.
That's it. It's 50, 60, 70. Nope, can't use that one. And that's game. Yep.
Yep. It was a good one.
It's a tough choice between Oceanus and that.
Mm-hmm. It really was, yeah. Yeah. But I figured, if he needs 1 attack. So I mean, if
Yep.
And I wanted that extra card in my hand. So
yeah, and regardless of which one he played, since I swung with the SS3 Goku, its auto goes into pending. Then he plays the blocker, and then I just tap it once my auto resolves. Yeah. So either way, I was okay with it.
Checkmate.
Well, that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Keep my button symbol below, links in the description. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.